Hey, welcome to another video on Expected Value Lotto, where we look at US scratch tickets and their expected values. And in this video, we're looking at the new Georgia Lottery $5 Power Fives ticket. This is part of the December 2024 series of tickets that came out this past week. And this one is not your typical number match game. This is a symbol hunt game. You are looking for stars over here on the right side of the ticket to win a prize. There is also a double dollar sign for double the prize, and in the power spots, if you can find a lightning bolt, you can win $25 or $50. Now here on this page, we're looking at the prize structure and odds that the Georgia Lottery put out on this game. Overall odds are 1 in 3.47, and it does look like you can win anywhere from $5 up to $500,000. Now, looking at the prize structure, this top prize, it does stand out, unfortunately, because, we are used to seeing $500,000 as the top prize for a $5 ticket. However, the odds are like twice as long as they should be. A $500,000 prize should have about 1 in a million odds. Instead, the Georgia Lottery has really cheaped out on us and put it at 1 in 2 million odds. You've always got to consider the wager you're making for whatever the top prize is at whatever odds they're being offered at. And for me, a $5 wager for a $500,000 top prize at 1 in 2 million odds is just not worth it. It's not a good wager. And so I would not be interested in this ticket just because of that top prize, unless it had an outstanding overall payout. And we'll see if that is the case here in just a minute. But looking at the rest of the prize structure, nothing too crazy stands out. So we will mention taxes in Georgia for any prize over $5,000. They're automatically going to take out 29.75% in taxes. I don't view the tax money as part of the value of the game, so that is going to affect how I view the top prize. So instead of $500,000, I'm going to view this as $351,250. And with that adjusted prize amount, when you run the numbers on this game, you find out that the payout comes in between 71 and 72%. And I'll just go ahead and say it, the payout's too low. This does exceed the minimum that we look for, but that minimum is really there for like $1 tickets and $2, maybe $2 tickets. $2 tickets even should have way higher than 70% payout. But this is way too low for a $5 ticket, which we'll see in more detail later. This is strike 2 against the ticket. The odds for the top prize, strike 1. This payout is strike 2. I hate the $5 ticket category because it just across all the states, with the exception of one state, the $5 ticket category to me is the biggest scam. I think that states know that $5 is a convenient price point for people, and they have such low payouts on these $5 tickets because they know that people are going to buy them, and they don't advertise the payouts. So, people kind of buy blind in the dark, is how most people play these scratch tickets. And the states take advantage of people, and that's what I'm not in favor of. I don't like to see scratch players get taken advantage of, but the Georgia Lottery is taking advantage of people on this ticket with this payout. Now, the other thing that we do need to mention about the 71% payout is that it does include all of the top prizes and upper mid-tier prizes, which not a lot of people are going to be winning, which means very few people are even going to see 71% payout on this game. And so what we want to know now is, what is the payout going to be for the average person with average luck who may not be winning the top prizes? And in order to figure that out, we're going to subtract out the value of the top 1% of prizes, recalculate, and see what that new payout number is going to be. So looking back here at the prize structure, the separation between the top 1% and bottom 99% of prizes happens here at the $75 prize level. And I got to stress again, I would never waste my money on this ticket. I don't recommend that you waste your money on it, but we all know there are going to be people who play it. So for those people who are playing, when they do win on it, they're going to expect to see a prize somewhere between $5 and $75. There's a split there at the $75 prize level. It's about 38 to 62. So only about 38% of these $75 prizes will fall here in the bottom of the prize structure where average folks are winning. The other 62% of these are going to join all the rest of these prizes to make up the top 1% of prizes. Now, top 1% prizes are really difficult to hit. If you want to know the odds of hitting one, look at the overall odds, move that decimal point 2 spaces to the right, and you find out that only about 1 in every 347 tickets has a top 1% prize on it, which means you're in $1,735 before you would expect to see even one of these top 1% prizes. And by that point, you really have to hit the top prize in order to come out ahead. It's this type of prize structure I am not a huge fan of. As a matter of fact, I don't like this type of prize structure where if you are chasing a top 1% prize, you're going to the only way that you can come out ahead is to hit the top prize and beat the 1 in 2 million odds. Um, it just seems kind of hopeless. And so, I really think there need to be at least two, maybe even three prizes at the top that cover the price of winning a top 1% prize. Um, so yeah, that's a change I would definitely make to this prize structure. Now, because so few people are going to be winning these top 1% prizes, we're going to take the value of all of these, subtract it from the payout number you saw before, and that's going to leave us with the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes, where 99% of people are going to be playing this game. And when we do that, we find out that the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes comes in between 61 and 62%. This exceeds the minimum 60% payout that we look for the bottom 99% of prizes. So, this is going to feel like a pretty average ticket to, most people who play it. Now, here on this page, we get to compare $5 tickets across states. And you can see the data point for Power Fives all the way on the right side of this line graph here. And you can see visually the pretty big decrease in value that we get on this ticket compared to the previous $5 ticket, Silver Sevens, that came out in November. And whenever I see a decrease in value like this, I always suggest don't play the ticket, because with every ticket you buy, you're communicating approval of what your state lottery is doing. This is a situation where you don't want to communicate approval. Instead, you want to communicate that, hey, we see the decrease in value. We don't like to see our tickets decrease in value. We don't deserve that. And we're not going to buy the tickets when you do that. That's the message you want to send to the Georgia Lottery in this situation. So the only way really to send that, well, you could email them. That would be one way. And I think, if we got a bunch of people to email the Georgia Lottery about this ticket in particular and just say, hey, we see the decrease in value. Why are you doing that? We're not going to buy these tickets. That would be awesome. But the easiest way to send that message is to just not buy the ticket, ignore it, pretend like it doesn't exist. And maybe the Georgia Lottery will get the message and, bump the value back up. But really, we've got a long ways to get. This category is just so bad. I mean, it's basically filled with a bunch of trash, with the exception of one ticket, the Fast 50s. By the way, if you are playing $5 tickets in Georgia, here in green, you see the best ticket in every column. If you're playing for overall value, that Fast 50s has 77% payout. That's actually really good for a $5 ticket. I would say $5 ticket value should be around 76%, which we're going to see why I say that in just a second. But look how far away all of these values are from 76%, with the exception of this Fast 50s. It's just a horrible category of ticket. Like, I never personally buy $5 tickets because it's such a scam. And I wish that people would stop buying them, because that's really the only way that we're going to get the values up where they should be. Anyways, if you're playing for odds, Silver Sevens has the best odds. 73%, obviously not the worst payout, but it's a pretty long way from where the value should be. If you are a more conservative player and like to hold on to as much of your money as possible, Fast 50s has the most money at the bottom of the prize structure for average folks. I didn't say this before, but this one has just about run its course. It's going to be pretty hard to find that ticket anywhere, so good luck finding it. If you are more of a high roller type player and like to win a little bit more money, when you are lucky enough to hit in the top 1%, 500 Festive Frenzy has the most money at the top of the prize structure. Anyways, different tickets for different folks. And then if you are paying attention to top prizes, we have those listed here as well. Now, here on this page, we are comparing, or we're listing out the overall value of Georgia's $5 tickets in order. And so 7164 was only good enough for 24th place on this list. So, I would say, no, the whole category, with the exception of Fast 50s, is not good. So it's really like a not good ticket in a not good category. So you don't want to play like the bottom half of the trash heap. That's kind of how I feel about this Power Fives. I would never ever buy this. Only ticket I would play in Georgia at the $5 level is this Fast 50s. Here on this page, we are comparing based on the bottom 99% payout, so 6150, a little bit higher on the list, 16th place, but still you're in the middle of the list here, so not great still. So yeah, definitely not interested in this ticket at all. Here on this page, this is an important page. This is where we get to compare $5 tickets across states. Top 35 tickets are here on the screen. 7164 does make the list. It's in 32nd place overall. And what this says is that Georgia $5 tickets are competitive when it comes to most of the other states we're looking at on the channel. That doesn't mean Georgia's tickets are good. It just means it just proves what I've already said, that the $5 ticket category is a scam. This is why I hate the category. But you can see Massachusetts. Massachusetts is the only state that we're looking at on the channel that regularly puts $5 ticket values where they should be, around 76%. And then we had the 77% payout on Fast 50s from Georgia. And we got to ask the question, if Georgia can put out a $5 ticket at 77% payout and make plenty of money doing it, that's the key, then why don't they do it every time? Why don't they play fair? Why are they putting out $5 tickets at 71% payout? That's over 6 percentage points less than Fast 50s. That's a lot of money when you consider how many tickets make up just one scratch game. One scratch game can easily have 10 million tickets that make up the game. Multiply that by the $5 price tag, and that's $50 million wrapped up in just one of these tickets. And 6% of 50 million is $3 million that the Georgia Lottery put into the hands of the players on Fast 50s that they're stealing from you on Power 5s. I hate to see scratch players get taken advantage of. I've already said that. But that is exactly what the Georgia Lottery is doing here on Power 5s, and it is a shame. Here on this page, we have the top 36 friendliest tickets for average players. 6150 was good enough for 14th on this place. And you can see this list is, at least the left side of the list is filled up with Georgia tickets. That's because Georgia tickets tend to load a lot of value at the bottom of the prize structure for average folks, and then there's not really a whole lot at the top. It's kind of it's a dishonest way to build prize structures for sure. It makes the tickets seem a lot better than they really are. So Georgia needs to look at making the tickets more balanced, putting more value in the top 1% and boosting the overall values of these tickets. Now here on this page, this is to give a little bit more context as to how low the payout is on this. Should be Power 5s. I should have switched this out, but Power 5s should be here. Payout is 71.64. The best $2 ticket we've seen also came out of Georgia, had 75% payout. That's around 3.5 percentage points more than what we're getting from this new Power 5s ticket in Georgia. That shouldn't happen. You should never have a cheaper ticket with a higher payout than a more expensive ticket. And it's not just a little bit more, it is a lot more than the Power 5s ticket. And it's a shame. It's completely backwards. And the Georgia Lottery should be embarrassed about that. They should be ashamed of how they're treating their customers. And they should be apologetic to their customer base for giving such a junk ticket. Now, here on this page are the top 36 tickets we've reviewed on the channel so far. There are no $5 tickets on this list. You can pause that and look at it if you would like. And then here on this page are the top 36 friendliest tickets we've reviewed on the channel. Again, well, there is a $5 ticket on this list. It's at the very top. That Fast 50s ticket from Georgia is the number one ticket, number one friendliest ticket to the average player. And so by this metric, $5 tickets can be very, very competitive. But that's if they have a high enough overall payout, which Power 5s does not. And the prize structure is built in a particular way. But that's about it for the Georgia Lottery $5 Power 5s. I just think it's a hugely disappointing ticket. Georgia Lottery taking advantage of people holding out way more value than they should, tipping the scale in the favor of the state way too much. It's just not a fair ticket for the player. So my advice is don't play it, leave it on the shelf. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.